You know what I really appreciate about Northwest Naturals, Carly?
Oh, I know. They don't play the chewy or direct-to-consumer game.
Exactly. They stand with the independents. No undercutting, no competing with their own stores.
Yeah, instead, they actually invest in promotions and programs that grow our businesses.
Retailers are noticing too. Northwest Naturals isn't just a food brand. They're family owned and operated, and they're a real partner with indie stores like us and you.
And you can partner with them at nw-naturals.net.
And right now, Northwest Naturals is offering an extra 5% on Gap ISOs for current clients, plus an extra 5% on any new ISO for new clients.
Just use promo code PetShopGirls.
Trade. Pet Shop Girls. Unleash your power, let's make some waves.
Hey everybody, I'm Sherry.
And I'm Carly.
And welcome back to the last episode of 2025 of the Pet Shop Girls.
Wow.
I know.
I know that everybody says this all the time. Like, where does the time go? Where does the time go? But honestly, where did 2025 go? Like,
I don't know. It evaporated or something.
It was so like every time I turned around, I'm like, oh my goodness, we're at the end of the next month. And now and here we are now at the end of 2025. I know that in my conversations with pet pros all over the place, 2025 was a very challenging year for some. And though they had challenges, they also were seeing some record months. I know in my store, every month of 2025, with the exception of 2, has been our best month ever.
Like, that's great.
Yeah. Like, and even though I felt like there were still challenges in 2025, just like many other pet pros, I'm looking and I'm like, well, we got to be doing something right here.
You know, I was thinking about this earlier, and I feel like we're still, like, the pandemic, that was big. And the repercussions are going to last for years. And I feel like we've just now, at least me and my store, have just now dug ourselves out of that hole and have gotten back to 2019, you know, and beyond as far as the numbers go.
Well, and that's something that I kept saying, and I don't think, and I know I've talked about this on the show before, and I don't think that anybody could truly answer this yet. But they always used to say kind of like, ooh, you know, if you can make it 5 years in business, you're going to make it.
Right.
How did 2020 impact that for businesses who started, hello, me, in 2019?
You started at the worst time.
That seems to be a theme in my life with many, many things. But
which goes to show you that what you have done is absolutely amazing.
Well, I'm kind of like the cockroach of the pet industry. You can't kill me. Like, I think that's it's an answer we don't have to the question is, if you started pre-pandemic, like very, like in the onset of COVID, unknowing to us, like we didn't know that was happening, or unbeknownst to us, I guess is the word. And we didn't know that was happening. What is it for those businesses? Is it 6? Is it 7? Is it 8? Is it 15 years before you know you finally made it? I think obviously there's some staying power that came from COVID, right? Like, business owners that set up, and because I wasn't alone, there was lots of businesses that set up right around the same time I did. And they're still here today too. Like that's the staying power. I think that's the stubbornness and determination of entrepreneurs. Like we're not going away, and we're going to figure out how to get this done. And
plus we're blessed to be in an industry that is fairly resilient compared to some other industries. So thank you,
the
pet
guys
industry.
got to eat. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Though there were challenges, and there will be every year, and there were highs and there were lows. I'm going to sing a song.
Oh
no.
My.
There were highs and there were lows, and there will always be highs and lows. But one of the things that Sherry and I have been talking about is, what are those things that we are going to leave behind in 2025?
Good riddance.
Good riddance. And what are the things that we are going to take to 2026?
Yes, let's bring that.
I was waiting for you to say good energy.
Good. I was going to say, yeah, let's bring that good energy forward. Let's multiply it. Yeah, let's bring it into 2026.
Last year when we did the momentum movement, was that what we called it?
I don't remember.
Whatever. You know what? That's what we want to capitalize on again this year. We want to take the things that are really working well for us, the things that help us survive and thrive as entrepreneurs. We want to take that into the new year, and we want to leave that stuff that's holding you back or dragging you down. We want to say good riddance and bye-bye to 2025.
Yes. So let's talk about the stuff we want to get rid of, the stuff we're going to leave behind. I'll start it off.
Okay.
Pricing. So I know we've talked about it before, but this year I have actually raised my margins on several categories where I previously have been scared to do so.
Yep.
Because I was busy trying to compete with other pricing, or, worried that people wouldn't pay that much for that item. Mm-hmm. But raising my margins was one of the best things I have done for my store, and my profit shows. So
I think that this kind of aligns with knowing your worth.
Mm-hmm.
And so whether you are selling a tangible product or whether you are selling a service, all of the things that go around that product or service, your team's knowledge, your customer service, the experience you're providing, all of that should be built into your price. So I think at the end of the day, what we're going to leave behind is playing small with pricing and just trying to be that bottom of the barrel, beat them on price. We are not Walmart.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up services, because we did evaluate our boarding and daycare and grooming services for coming into 2026. And we did raise some fairly significantly where it needed to happen. I don't want to be the cheapest on the block, nor can I be. So people come to us because they trust us, and they're willing to pay for that.
Well, you know what? Okay, so this kind of reminds me, I'm not going to call this person necessarily a customer. She was definitely a bargain shopper, so probably not my true customer demographic. But I remember
somebody's got to buy the clearance items, right?
100%, yeah. But she didn't want the clearance items. She just wanted my premium products at the price that she determined they were worth. And so I ran into her outside of my store the one time, and we were talking about whatever. And she says, "Oh, there was something that I meant to talk to you about." And I said, "Okay." And it was the food that I educated her on, that when her dog was having problems on traditional dog food, we talked, I gave her all these different samples. I said, here would be my recommendation. This is why, blah, blah, blah. She did all the things. Oh, yep, dog is doing great now. And so she was buying her food with me. And then one time she decided to go to a different pet store who also sold that brand, but select SKUs. I carry the entire line. Like all sizes, all flavors, all of the things. I carried all. And she also, sorry, by the way, this was also a chain franchise, right? So they have buying power that I do not. And they carry select SKUs. And she's like, I just wanted to let you know that I went into this store and, they have X brand there. I'm not going to mention the brand. And it's $5 cheaper than yours. And I said, yeah, probably. Like, yep. And she's like, well, you don't care. Like, I would like the better price. And I'm like, do they carry the entire line? And she's like, well, no, they only carry 2 proteins in 3 or 2 sizes or whatever it was. And I'm like, okay, they have bigger buying power than I do, right? They can buy far more than I can. So they probably get it at a better price. I am selling it at the best price that I can, but you didn't even know about this food until I educated you and moved your dog onto it, and your dog was
right. Did they have somebody at this other place that could talk to her knowledgeably about this?
No, Nope, she just saw it and it was a better price. And the fact that she can only pick from 2 different proteins, well, it's still $5 less. And I'm like, you know what? And I didn't say this to her, but in my head, all I was like, is you're not my customer. Like, you are not attaching any value to the fact that you are messaging me regularly. You're coming into my store with questions. I'm answering every single time you ask, and I fixed your problems, but price is what you're looking for. So then that's not going to be me.
It's rude. It's so rude. Yeah.
It is, but I'm not, hey, don't get me wrong. It's not like this doesn't bug me. It bugs me. But at the same time, I am developing a thicker skin to that. And and that just kind of like, it reminds me of why the people that I am here to help and why. And, you know, when she comes into my store the next time, because every once in a while she just randomly shows up with some question, I don't know that I have as much detail to give you as I did last time.
Your answers are a little shorter. Yes.
Yeah. My answers are Sherry short. Okay, that's what.
Plus, a lot of customers don't take into account that we have frequent buyer, we have a point system, you know, we have all these things. We run killer sales all the time. You know, they just need to sign up for our emails for that. But yes, just don't be afraid to charge what you're worth.
Well, and that's just it. And I think we've talked about that too before, where I had said that research that I had seen years ago talked about that 15% of the market will shop on price and price alone. She falls into that category. And those customers, that 15% of the market is not my customer, because if you're shopping on price and price alone, I will tell you right now, I'm not the cheapest. And I never will be the cheapest. I refuse to carry low quality items. And my team is extremely educated. We go to the ends of the earth to help all of our customers who are looking for that help. That's worth a price, in my opinion, right?
It is.
We get so many people that are like, well, we came to you because we didn't want to spend money at the vet. I'm like, okay, but then
knowledge is power and worth money.
Pet Pros, if you've ever dreamed of having your own branded line of chews, now's the time.
For real, I've got my own line, and it's all thanks to Aardvark Pet Products. They make it so easy with their private label program built just for indie stores. And I love being able to design my own labels.
Okay, but if you're not a design freak like Miss Sherry, you don't have to design your own labels, because they'll do it all for you. And with their low minimums, no sneaky fees, getting your logo on chews you can actually be proud of has never been easier.
Exactly. And trust me, it makes a difference. Better margins, stronger brand presence, and your customers love supporting local.
Right. So head to artvarkpet.com and check out everything they have, because indie retailers deserve big brand power without the big brand nonsense.
That's ARTVARK pet.com. And if you want a $600 design pack for free and to avoid those pesky setup fees, plus get 10% off your first order, be sure to mention the Pet Shop Girls sent you. Okay, I want to talk about this next one that we're leaving behind, and that is
Good riddance.
Vendor guilt. So have you ever bought an ISO, Carly, when you just felt kind of pressured into it? And
I like the salesperson. I like the rep. But
you weren't necessarily wild about the product.
Wasn't 100% into it.
And you just didn't want to say no because you didn't want to look bad or something like that. Well, now's the time to leave that behind, because
correct.
Because we need to stop buying things that do not fit our brand, simply to keep somebody else happy. Because at the end of the day, they probably don't give a
rat's patootie.
I was kind of like, what can I say in blank? Yes. So yeah, no more, like, don't overstock your store out of obligation.
Well, because you know where that stuff ends up.
Clearance. Yeah.
Like, that is where all of the things are.
It's okay to say no. It's also okay to say, you know what? Let me think about that. Let me look at my numbers and get back to you. That's a good one.
Or I would possibly also reframe the conversation when they're trying to sell you something that you know doesn't align with your store philosophy. And let's talk about that. Like, well, do you see any kind of other products like that in my store? I want to make sure that you understand, here's what I'm trying to do. This is the mission that I have for my store. This product doesn't really align with that mission. Like I had I guess she's my rep. She's a rep for my area, but she's a pet food company, and we literally sold the wet cat cans from the line. That was it. From their entire line, we sold 2 of their wet cat foods. So anyway, she decided, well, hey, I'm in Regina. I'd like to come by and see your store. And what I really appreciated about this was when she walked in, and I thought she was somebody else. No, it wasn't. Okay, finally I figured out who she was. And we started talking, and she said, now that I've taken a look around your store, I get why you don't carry the rest of our products. Like, I understand that. Mm-hmm. And she's like, because they would be the lowest end products that you would have in your store. So she's like, I get why you carry the particular products of ours.
And yeah, I've had reps come in and that I may not have a rapport with. I don't know them. They're new to me. And then they'll show me, they'll have a giant bag of stuff, to show me. And then they'll just keep showing me things. And I'm like, nope. Yeah. Nope. That packaging is awful. No, yeah. like that's a good product, but the packaging is awful. No, yeah. And I do feel a little bad sometimes for saying no over and over and over again. But then finally, I'll be like, that one's okay. Let me think about it,
But they got to do their homework. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you're just trying to throw something at the wall and hope that it sticks, know your audience. And we talked about that in the Tale of Two Pet Pros. Yes. We talked about that, right? Like, knowing your audience, asking those questions, because it comes down to how much does that rep know about you and your store and your mission? And they'll sell you more stuff if they just understand that. That is all around education.
Yes. So the next one
this is more for our store, for our employees. Yeah.
This is treating education like a luxury.
We're leaving it behind. Good riddance.
No, it is not a luxury. It's a necessity.
Mandatory.
Okay. You're the education queen. Do you want to elaborate on that?
No. Mandatory. No, I think, we did in our episode 50 Ways to Train Your Team. We talked about the importance of education and how that is an investment in your team. It is not an expense. And I think we talked about it in that episode. I'm positive we talked about it in that episode, that when times are tough, the 2 things that get cut are marketing and training. And the 2 things that should never get cut are marketing and training. Mm-hmm. And even if we can't spend money on formal training, holy Google, Batman. Like, there is so much information out there. We don't have to spend the money. If we can't spend the money, we don't have to spend money to get training to our teams. Informal training is still learning, but as long as they're learning something every day, we just can't look at that anymore as, and I've heard Pet Pros say it too, like, do you pay your team when they're going through your training? Well, yeah. I mean, do you want them to actually go through the training? Have I had some employees that are like, yeah, absolutely. Can I access this from home because I want to do it on my own time? And I'm like, you can do that, but you also get time in store that I will pay you to do the training. Nope, they're just that interested. They want to do the training. Awesome. I'm not going to stop you from doing it. But yeah, like, when we're looking at ways to cut training, we're making a big, big mistake. So training, it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. And it should be mandatory.
Okay. All right. We're going to move on to competing with Amazon.
Good riddance.
Yeah. Don't compete with Amazon in your head. And I've struggled with this before. But like, okay, here's an example. So say you have a toy on your toy wall and it's sold on Amazon for $5 cheaper. Are you going to discontinue that toy just because it's on Amazon for $5 cheaper? No, because people are going to come in, they're going to see that toy, and that's more of an impulse item. You know what I mean? Yep. They're going to want that toy right now, and you have it right there. And honestly, they wouldn't have even known about that toy had it not been in your store. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Plus, you get good margin on it, so you can run some sales now and then. Yeah. But yeah, like, just because something's cheaper on Amazon doesn't mean you should not carry it.
Well, one of the things one of the things that I always stress to any entrepreneur, not just pet, when they're like, they come and they get all the information from me and then they go buy online. If we know that there is an intention to buy online, or if we know that that person is essentially browsing your store to touch and feel it before they order online, I would say do not be afraid to ask that question. Have you seen this somewhere else? Most people are going to be honest with you. Well, yeah, I saw it online. What's preventing you from buying it online? You start that conversation. And
right, they would have already bought it, right?
Well, that's just it, right? So there is something holding them back from buying it online. Now, oftentimes when we say, what's preventing you from buying it online? They say, well, I didn't actually know how big it was, or I didn't know, how soft it was, or I didn't know, what if it broke, or what if my dog wrecks it in an hour? Will they return it? I didn't know all of these things. And then you start talking about all of the things that you can help them with, where you're answering all those questions. And all of a sudden, that $5 less on Amazon, unless they're that 15%, that $5 less on Amazon isn't the important thing anymore. You just answered all their questions, alleviated all of their fears, and removed all the unknowns for them. And they're going to go, oh, yeah, I should probably just buy this toy from you, Sherry, since I'm standing right here anyways. I don't want to wait for it. You've now sold it.
Right. That's an item where you just don't want to wait for it. Just,
No. And I think, okay, if we're talking about that, like, stop competing with the online guys in your head, because there are so many things that set us apart from the online guys. But I think that also applies to other stores.
Right. So that's our next one to leave behind, is comparing your journey and your business to other stores that may have different missions.
Mm-hmm. Or different products, or different customers, or different demographics.
Different demographics.
Things are different.
And I've been caught up in it too, where I'm like, I look online and I'm like, oh my God, that store is amazing. How are they doing this? Blah, blah, blah. And all it does is get you down.
Yeah.
And it's not helping propel your business.
Well, and I think we've talked about this too before. Social media makes life look glamorous for everybody.
Sure does. Even other businesses. Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing where I'm like, I am not a huge believer in the whole fake it till you make it thing. I don't like that. I'm like, keep trying till you get there.
I'm all about being authentic.
Exactly. And I think that social media is that window of faking it till you make it. That's where everybody posts their absolute best. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to convince themselves that it is that good at the end of the day. By comparing yourself to another store, everything is different. Aside from the fact that we're in the same industry, none of the things are the same. We might have similar missions. We might carry similar products. We are in the pet industry. Those things are the same. Nothing else is. Your team is different. Your weather is different. Your location is different.
What works for one store may not work for another, and that's okay. You know?
And if you're trying to compare yourself to another store, you are literally trying to stick your square peg self into a round hole.
And you're just going to get depressed. So don't
Leave
do it. Leave it behind.
Good riddance.
Okay. Number 6 on leaving behind is shiny object inventory decisions. Carly, have you bought something for your store that you're just like, oh my God, I love this, and then it just didn't sell?
Mm-hmm. And it ends up in clearance.
Is it that you always talk about a drunken reindeer?
That was you. You bought the drunken reindeer hat.
Did I?
Yeah. But that is a good example because every retailer out there has done that. You thought that it was the perfect thing and that your customers were going to love it just as much as you did, and not so much. Not so much.
And you weren't buying on data. You were buying out of
emotion.
Emotion, yeah. Mm-hmm. So when you go to your next trade show, watch out for that.
Yeah, like, oh my God, look, it's teal, and then I have to buy the things.
Not everybody likes teal. Yeah,
fools. But anyways, I literally just had to, it was a cookie tin for people, but I had to buy, and thank God they only had one, because I probably would have bought all of them if there was more. It's a long rectangular cookie tin, like the cookie tins.
Yeah.
But it's a long rectangle.
To cut cookies, right?
Teal, when you flip it.
To put cookies in.
Yeah, to put cookies in. Well, there was already cookies in it. I don't even care about those cookies. I just wanted the tin. And it's probably about, I don't know, 14 inches long and maybe about 3 inches deep. But it's teal with dogs in little like snowsuits and stuff. I'll send you a picture. Stupid cute.
No,
and like
it sounds
I said,
really cute.
Yeah, walking through the store, I saw it. I'm like, I must have this. But I swear to God, if there was 10, I would have bought 10. And I don't care about the cookies. I wanted it for decor in my store. Which almost anything I find that is teal, I do this. And people say to me, like, how do you literally find everything in teal? I'm like, if you look hard enough, you will find it. And if you can't, you will spray paint it.
Yeah, there you go. But okay, what's our next one? Tolerating a mediocre team.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yep. We've all been there, right? Yep.
Well, and you know what? That was one of our very first episodes, Sherry. If I really think about it, it was the bad apples and how the bad apple can spoil the bunch. So if we are tolerating mediocrity in our team, if we are tolerating poor attendance, bad behavior, lack of enthusiasm, all of the things that we don't want, if we tolerate it with one, the rest of the team sees that and goes, well, she doesn't care when he does it.
And then they're mediocre too. You've got the wrong people in the wrong seats. I've tolerated mediocrity for too long.
Is it mediocrity or mediocrity?
Probably both.
Texas versus Canada. Okay, I see.
But again, with the square peg and round hole, I've done that with staff too. I keep trying to shove a square peg in a round hole and it just won't work. But whenever something like that comes to your attention, it's best to just cut ties. Do
you know why we don't deal with it initially? I think as leaders.
Because it's a pain in the ass.
Well, and we're focusing on the feeling of dealing with it. Let me explain this. We have to have an uncomfortable conversation with that poor performer. And that's not fun for anybody. It's not fun for them, and it's certainly not fun for us. And we dread it. But we are focusing on the feeling of that conversation. What we need to focus on in order to just do it is the feeling that comes after that conversation. That relief,
I always feel relieved.
Oh my God, right? And you're like, thank God that's over. And bye-bye. And I feel better for them and I feel better for me. But what prevents us from doing it, or what kind of makes us procrastinate, is that feeling of being in that conversation.
Part of the conversation sucks, but then also you might have to work more hours in your store just to make up that loss of that person, which has also been a barrier for myself. But honestly,
listen, I've been living that dream for the past 12 to 18 months here.
But it's so much better in the long run. In the short run, it kind of sucks, but in the long run, it's better for your business. It's better for the rest of your team. It's better for you.
I think about the last employee that I had to have that uncomfortable conversation with. And I'm not patting myself on the back, but I think I did okay with it, because I didn't, even though at the end of the day, this is what I wanted. I wanted her to no longer be part of the team. I did put that ball in her court. And I was honest with her. This is what I'm seeing. I feel as though this is very overwhelming for you. And she agreed that it was. She almost cried. And then I was like, wrong audience, because I will shoo you away with a broom before I will hug a crier. But anyways, no crying in the pet industry. So, but she agreed that yes, it was overwhelming for her. And I said, listen, I don't want anybody in my store to feel overwhelmed. I want the people in my store to really look forward to coming to work every day, to feel good about being here, not be relieved when they leave the store. I want you to be excited that you get to come here every day and help animals. And just because, maybe you don't, doesn't make you a bad employee. It doesn't make you a bad person. And I remember saying to her, you could teach me about auto mechanics for the next 100 days. And I would have to memorize everything you taught me because I won't retain it because I don't care. And again, that doesn't make me a bad employee or a bad person. It just makes me not interested in auto mechanics. So when I kind of positioned it that way for her and I said, I need you to think about this overnight. You can take until Sunday, so take the weekend. But I need a decision if you are going to go forward with my store or not. Because if you are, we need to make a very different plan than what we've done for the past 3 weeks because I need to see improvement. And I gave her I was honest with her, but I was also like, I'm not making you the villain. And I still didn't want to have the conversation. Like, I mean, it was still an uncomfortable conversation, but after having it, I felt good.
And didn't she text you and say, yeah, this isn't going to
on the Sunday? Yep. She messaged me and she said, I've thought about what you've said. And I think I agree. This is probably not the best fit for me. And I said, you know what? I think you're right. You've made the right decision. So good luck in your future career. But that night was like relief. And that is the part that I should have been focusing on is how am I going to feel when, the uncomfortable conversation results in the desire.
You know what's helped me? Sorry, we're dwelling on this one for a minute. What's helped me is asking chat kind of what to say sometimes for certain, because each conversation is going to be a little different. So I give it all the details and then it's like, oh, sorry to hear that. And then it tells me, it gives me some ideas to diplomatically go about.
Well, even to start the conversation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even to start the conversation. Yeah, no, I mean, we have the tools. I just think if there's any takeaway here, when it's that uncomfortable conversation because we've got a poor performer or the weakest link on the team, and I don't mean weakest link as in they're just not really good at this skill. I mean, they're not giving it their all. It's more of a conscious effort or attitude problem, right? Like they're like, meh, I'm just coming for the paycheck. When do I get my next set of hours? When we're dealing with that, focusing on after the conversation has occurred and the relief that you will feel will help you get the conversation done.
Yes.
That's my big yeah.
All right. The next one that we're leaving behind is discount panic making decisions out of fear.
Yeah.
So
throwing those sales on because, oh my God.
Right. Like putting something on sale maybe prematurely, cutting your margins because somebody else is cheaper. We've already kind of covered that, but knee-jerk reactions to things that might happen. Like I saw on my shelf the other day a couple of bottles of supplements that were near expiration. Did I look at the rest of the bottles? I didn't. I just looked at those first two. And so I put the entire line on sale when it was really just the 2 bottles. So yeah, I probably, should have dug a little deeper on that one before I discounted it.
Well, and I think too that a lot of times retailers specifically, when things slow down, and we're coming up to slow period right away here, especially in my neck of the woods, January, February, March.
Because you're in a frozen wasteland.
We are in the tundra of the winter wasteland. Yes, but also because Christmas has come and gone. People are like, holy crap, now I got to try to pay for Christmas. Yes, in Saskatchewan, January and February, usually not ideal times to be outside roaming the streets. But there's a lot of things that like there's all this big shopping up until the holiday and you kind of want to build that little padding up to get you through January, February, March. But I think that a lot of retailers kind of possibly go into that panic mode. When things are slow, they're like, holy crap, we got to have a sale to get people in here. If they're not buying, they're not buying.
Yeah.
And that's not strategic.
There's other ways to get them in besides a sale.
Yep. Yep.
The great Bob Negan says, what's
Pina Colada Day.
The Pina Colada principle. Yeah.
Yes. The principle. Yes.
Yes.
Well, and that, you know what, like we've talked about this and the episode is coming for our lovely Substacker who asked for this, but my emails, I send a weekly email. You send weekly as well, right, Sherry?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
My weekly emails literally generate traffic into my store every single week. Every single week we have customers coming in.
I'm sure mine do. I just don't know how to track it because my online sales aren't near where yours are at. So.
But I don't even mean online. I mean, they drive foot traffic into my store. And the only reason I know, I am not tracking this in any official capacity, but anecdotally, I guarantee when I send an email about something, I'm going to speak to at least 3 to 6 people that week about you just posted something about this. And I know what they're talking about. I didn't post it. I emailed it. Mm-hmm. But they're reading the emails and then they're coming in because you just talked about this. And I think
exactly. It's just, and it's a reinforcement. Like if they are seeing it on Facebook and Instagram and then they get the email too, it's just reinforcement. To get them to come in for whatever promotion or event that you're doing. We've got
a good, I'm going to say read rate of our emails. And I know that since you talked about this, we talked about this before, cleaning your list. And I was like, I don't want to lose the people. And what if they're, what if things change? What if their animal passed, but then they're going to re-engage?
Oh, you should definitely clean your list like at least once a year.
And I did. And I use Klaviyo. And so what I did was I essentially went in to find my non-engaged subscribers, the guys that just aren't opening anything. And I don't delete them. In Klaviyo, what you do is you suspend the profile. But since doing that, my metrics across the top for delivery rate, bounce rate, open rate, all that click rate, all that stuff have gone from good to excellent because I cleaned that list.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Those are the people that are 100% engaging, like look forward to the emails and then come in and like, you talked about, and we're like, yes, here it is right here. So,
okay, Carly, we like to talk too much because we haven't even gotten done with our 10 things we're going to leave behind, and we still have to go through our 10 things that we're taking with us. So
what if somebody made a New Year's resolution to not listen to the Pet Shop Girls in 2026, and this is the last kick at the can that they get?
Oh gosh.
They're going to want a long one.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, nobody's making that
So we got 2 more things that we're leaving behind, and one of them is letting customers control the conversation.
Let's explain that though, please.
Right. Like, have you ever apologized for not carrying a certain brand, especially like one that you don't even like? Like,
no, I flip around and show them the back of my shirt that says, ask me why we don't carry your brand.
Exactly. But you are a lot more outspoken than some other people might be, that got into this industry.
The wallflower? The wallflower of the pet industry?
So when somebody says, oh, why don't you carry Schmeient's diet? I couldn't come up with something that rhymed with that.
Fien's diet?
You don't apologize. You pivot. You sell them on, why that's bad and what you have that's better.
100%. And you know what? I think that a lot of pet pros struggle with this because I've seen this a lot in the Indie Insider where people are like, hey, we don't like this food, but we sell it because all of the customers ask for it. And then eventually we change them over to something else. And I get it that if that's the business model, I never did that. And I know that when I was first coming into the industry, those that were already in the industry were saying to me, you can't just sell the best of the best. Like, how are you going to transition a grocery store feeder onto the best of the best food? And I'm like, well, I'll do it every day. And I do. And so when people come in and they're like, do you sell Royal Canin here? And I'm like, nope, let me talk about why. And I show them my poster. I mean, I've got props all over the store, right? Here's the poster. That's who makes Royal Canin. Here's what's in Royal Canin. Oh, I've got another example over here. You're feeding a 50-pound dog Royal Canin. This is how much you'd have to feed for the day. You want to feed this food? That's how much you feed the same dog. Like all of the things. And I mean, obviously I'm much more gentle. I'm not as abrupt as I am right now, but.
Well, I feel like if I carried stuff like that, even though people are asking for it, if I carried something I didn't believe in, then the other people the customers that do follow me and trust me may not trust me anymore.
Agreed.
Because I have this crap in my store.
Yep.
Even though it might sell, I'm going to lose trust.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be able to sleep at night selling that crap anyway.
No, you can't. And I know that when people walk into my store, and I'm the first to point it out if they don't figure it out already, because they probably do. When they walk into my store, they're like, something is different here. And that's where I'm saying, well, we don't carry what most stores do. And you almost see that light bulb go on because they're like, that's what it is. Because they don't recognize any of the products that are in my store. And anyways, I would say, yeah, that is something. Do you want your customer to be involved in the conversation? 100%. But do you want them like, Sherry, you need to bring in Royal Canin because that's what my vet said I should feed. And then you're running off to order Royal Canin. No, let's explain to that customer why Royal Canin is not in here. And let's look at what's a much better alternative.
Exactly. Okay. And the last one that we're leaving behind is hiding your brilliance. So leave
this
behind
is for Sherry. Well, you're getting better. You're getting better at this.
What? Yeah. I put myself on camera.
Yeah. For a long time, you didn't want to be.
But yeah, the fear of putting your face on camera and teaching in videos online, because videos, let's face it, that's where things are at. That's where the traction is on social media.
Yep.
And be proud of your knowledge and confident.
Well, here's I think the biggest hang up for people to get past when it comes to making those videos with their faces in it. When we are talking to a camera, an inanimate object, it feels weird. Now, the more you do it, the less weird it feels. But initially, that is a big thing that people can't get past, is that I'm sitting here, I'm talking to this stupid phone. So here's your takeaway, Pet Pro. Grab your phone, go on your camera, not on your socials, just go on your camera and talk to your phone for a minute or 2 or 3 or 5 a day about whatever. Oh boy, I have to go pick up the laundry today. And geez, I got to take Johnny's little soccer shoes away. And I think I'm going to make this for supper. I don't care what you talk about. Just talk to the camera until it becomes more comfortable to talk to the camera. The other thing I think that really prevents people from going, from putting their face on videos is the camera will...
Adds 10 pounds.
Well, that... adds 10 pounds, but also subtracts about 20% or 25%, statistics say, of your energy. So if you're...
What do you mean?
Okay, so I mean, I don't have a problem with this. I'm a hand talker. I'm all over the place. I got tons of energy. So when I go onto a camera, even if it sucks up 25% of my energy, I'm still pretty energetic.
No, I get what you mean, because I've tried to put, some other people on camera before, and they're great just talking to them. And then the minute you turn that camera on,
wet rag,
they're like, wow, 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 wow,
yes.
wow, wow. I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
that is why I say the two things. One, just talk to your camera so you get used to and comfortable talking to that inanimate object that doesn't talk back, that you're seeing your own face flapping away. And then watch those videos to see, where does your energy go? And then amp up that energy.
You know what helped me? Here's my tip. And you might laugh at me for this one, Carly.
I laugh at you all the time.
I watched the Home Shopping Network.
Yeah.
This was during the pandemic. So, and I was doing live Facebook sales.
Yep. Sales with Sherry.
Shopping with Sherry is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And in preparation to boost my confidence and to do a little research, I would watch the Home Shopping Network.
Yeah.
Just to get an idea on okay, how can you talk about this product to a camera?
Yeah.
Nobody's in front of you.
Yeah.
And anyway, it helped me. Just a thought. Okay, let's move on to 10 things we're taking into 2026.
Because you've taken so long to get rid of the things that we're saying good riddance to. Good God.
Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it does.
She takes forever, you guys. I can't keep her in line.
Oh, come on.
All right. Here's
why don't you kick this one off, Carly?
You know what? Well, here's how we're going to speed this up, Sherry, because actually when I look at our list of the things that we are going to take into 2026, I think there's a little bit of overlap.
There is. Yeah.
So us here's the overlap. Double down on your nutrition education for your team. Also, look at that education, that nutrition education as a core product in your store. That is something that you are offering. We just talked about how valuable that is. Look at that as part of your service offering. And maybe it's not tangible, but you'll see the tangible results in the dog or cat.
Not just education for staff, but education for customers. Like I made a information station. Pretty much it's a whole wall that I have flyers that I've printed off. I have the posters of like who makes your pet food. I've got posters on what a too skinny of a dog looks like and what a fat dog looks like and, you know, what they're supposed to look like. So I have all these things all in one wall called the information station. And it comes in handy if like we're busy and we can't have that long conversation with the customer or the customer just doesn't want to talk to people. You know, they can peruse my library of sorts in person themselves.
Yep. And I think what goes alongside with that is confidence in the expertise that you have and that you are giving to your customers every day. And then having those very courageous conversations, being willing to say the things that needs to be said to the customer with regards to why you don't carry this brand. Oh, it looks like Fluffy maybe has put on an extra little bit of fluff. What are we going to do? Because we know that shortens her lifespan. So like all of that is around nutrition. Those are the things that we are saying you will be taking forward, standing true in your convictions, having those conversations, education as a service, and making sure that education is built into everything. Education around nutrition is built into everything that you do.
For sure.
That is 4 of the 10 things that we're taking forward that I just made into 1.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen you be so fast.
Boom, boom, boom.
while talking about something. Okay, awesome. So the next thing that we wanted to talk about was building a business that serves your life instead of serving your business and having it like control you.
Yep.
Which I've definitely been there. Trying to shape it into one that serves your life. And what does that entail, Carly?
Well, okay, I was going to say to you, Sherry, you said you've definitely been there. Tell me, with no explanation, no description, you'll do well at this, the top 3 things that you did to turn that around.
Put the right people in the right seats.
Yep.
Operating procedures.
Yep.
And education.
Yep. Like at a very high level, right? Systems and processes, which is your operating, what did you call them?
Standard operating procedures.
There you go. SOPs. Yeah. So putting those in place. And I know that it is time consuming, but this is the pain for gain. This is a little bit of pain for a lot of gain. So is it time consuming to document your SOPs? 100% it is. But is it well worth it in the end when it actually frees you from being the guy that's called every single time something happens in your business? Yep.
One of the best things I did, Carly, was because look, we started our business in 2006 and I don't think Google Docs and Google Sheets existed.
Probably not.
Was I put a lot of our information just in a team drive on Google, so that they can all access it and they all have, like, for example, even just a list of like our reps for each one of our brands or our distributors and their contact information.
Yeah.
I have that in a sheet now so that they're not asking me every single time they need to contact this person.
Exactly. And this is my favorite thing to say. Like at one time, my team, we used Trainual, and that was kind of our training and SOP database. And when they would call me and they'd be like, how do I blah, blah, blah? I'd be like, did you look in Trainual? Oh, is it in there? Don't call me first. Like, look in Trainual first. It's a little bit of training them to make them look in the right place. But when you have that then, I mean, new people coming in didn't make those phone calls because new people coming in, it was like, here's your training. Here's all of the things I need you to know about, all of the things you're going to talk to customers about. Here's all of the ways we run the store. Those people never called me unless it wasn't in Trainual, right? And then, I mean,
well, I tell you what, I'm stressed about because I don't have a database quite yet. Like,
would you like to know what I'm currently using and what you will too?
What's going on?
Notion.
Okay, I've not heard of this.
Yep, Notion. So that is where we are rebuilding all of our SOPs. So we have them all documented. We had them in Trainual. When we discontinued Trainual, of course, we pulled everything out. And now we're just rebuilding. The information is there, but some things have evolved over time. And I will tell you that while we were kind of in this transition phase between we're pulling everything out of Trainual and we didn't have a place to put it yet, my new employees coming in struggled because they didn't have that SOP Bible. They didn't have that reference material to go, how do I sell a gift card?
And yeah, right now we still have paper in a binder on some of this stuff.
Okay,
so that's why I've been, that's a goal for 2026 is to get everything in digital format.
Yep. Notion. And Notion is free. And what I love about Notion is I can access my Notion account wherever I want to add in, this is how you sell a gift card. This is how you mop the floor. This is how you restock a shelf, whatever it is I want in there. And then they will have Notion logged in on whatever computer they are. And whether they're at the front desk or not, oh crap, somebody needs a gift card. They go to Notion, they type gift card. It comes up with all of my articles on gift cards. How do you sell a gift card? Click, that's what I want to do. There's my steps. Perfect. Done.
Yeah. Okay. I got to check
that
out.
Take it to 2026. All right.
You know what? Just streamlining things. I just want to say, for the past couple of years, I've been focused on streamlining and that has helped immensely. Whatever it is. So anyway, what's the next one?
So, we just finished talking about leaving behind, not showing your face, not being on camera. So what you're going to take into the new year is your content that is building that community. Don't make content where you're literally
content.
Or that you're just looking for clicks. You're just looking for views. You're just looking for shares. You're looking for the vanity metrics. Make content that resonates, that fixes problems.
True. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because sometimes I get down about how many views my video about tripe or whatever got and how little views it got. But what did happen? 2 or 3 people came in and they're like, I saw your video. I want to try some tripe. You know what? In that case, it worked and it was worth your time.
Yep. And like I said, if you have that genuine intention behind the videos that you are creating, and I'll tell you, when I first started creating my little educational content video, here's the thing. When I tell a customer in store that bone broth will help detox your dog's liver and eliminate or reduce their tear stains, nobody in my store looks at me and goes, shut up. You're not a vet. Stop trying to give medical advice. Nobody does that, right? But the corn troll armchair warriors on the interwebs do. And shut up, lady. You don't know what you're talking about. You're stupid. You're not a vet. Oh, yeah, I'm going to listen to some pet store employee over my vet. That's what they're saying online. Nobody's saying that in person.
Well, what's awesome is you can just delete that comment.
I don't. You know what? Here, I'll tell you why I don't. Initially, when House of Paws social media started getting some more traction, and it wasn't just my mom and aunt liking my stuff, and the haters came out, what the haters are doing is every time they stop to comment on my video, they are telling the algorithm, hey, the algorithm isn't reading the comments. They just know that people are stopping and commenting. So they're like, we should show this to more people. People are engaging with this video. This video is very engaging. And also, I'm to the point now where I have built that community on social media that comes to my defense.
Yeah.
And so when I've got a troll out there that's like, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about. I've got 6 other people coming and going, she helped my dog. Everything she said that I've done is true with my dog. Who are you to say that she doesn't know and all of the things, right? So I would say that when you're building that content, every time I was building a video, it wasn't like, how can I get more views or how can I get more likes? It was like, how can I help your dog? Because that's what I'm doing when you come in store. And that's all I want to do is share the things I know that helps your dog. So if you're building your content from that mindset that how can I help you today?
And being authentic.
It
doesn't matter if you go viral. Yeah.
No, that again, it's a vanity metric. Look at the viral videos and their 15 minutes of fame. That's not what you're looking for. You say it all the time, Sherry. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Yep. So we're not looking for that 15 minutes of fame where we went viral and 4 million people saw our video. We're looking for that consistent building that community around you. That's like, I can't wait for your next video because your stuff is always so helpful. Your stuff always makes me, me a better pet parent. Like, I just want to help my dog and you keep doing that for me. Be that guy on social media.
Mic drop. All right.
All right.
I really like this next one. Data-driven buying.
Mm-hmm.
I think you know where I'm going to go with this one, Carly.
Stop buying with emotions. Stop buying drunken reindeer hats.
Well, no. I like actually looking at the numbers and Retail Smart Guys. Okay, y'all are going to get tired of me talking about them, but like they have helped me immensely with looking at the numbers by category.
Yeah.
And what I'm low in, what I'm overstocked in, what, okay, maybe I should do a sale on, this category here, or maybe I need to stock up on this category over here because we're turning it so fast we don't have enough and then we might be losing sales. And the whole open to buy thing, they handle that for you.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you what, I have spent hours trying to figure out open to buy.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it before, like just on the phone with each other. And we're like, what?
We don't get it.
Yeah, and it's like, I keep thinking if I stare at it long enough, it'll sink in. Well, it never did. And Retail Smart Guys has helped me figure all this out. And man, we're going to end this year with the best year yet.
Yeah.
And in part, of course, I have great staff. I've got amazing customers. I do all my social media. I do my emails. I do all those things. But Retail Smart Guys has really bumped us up a notch.
Mm-hmm. No, and I'm happy. Yeah, like I said, we've just started working with them as well, and we're already seeing improvements with kind of some of the things that they've talked to us about. And we had to go through that same thing. We had product types, but my product type was dog food, and then I had tags for the brand and the type and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, but so did you have to redo your categories?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to, because my tags were more specific to my online store. So if you go onto my online store and you want to shop by dog, you can shop by brand or shop by type. So I want to see all of the carnivore or I want to see all of the freeze-dried food. So you could pick. And so that's why we had those tags. Unfortunately, in my POS, yes, those tags are there to kind of organize the stuff on my online store, but you can't run reports by it. So we had to go back in and we had to rebuild out.
You got to have like dog toys, dog treats, dog biscuits. You can divide it out into lots of other subcategories. But anyway, they help you with all of that. And then the spreadsheet, it was daunting the first time I saw it. Carly, you probably loved it, but it was like, so many numbers, but they slowly go over it with you so that you understand. Anyway, it's really helped our buying. So data-driven buying, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Collaboration over competition. We want to bring that into 2026. I hate it when I hear about stores that, don't want to share any ideas with any other stores, in their area because, oh no, they're going to, whatever. I think that independent businesses, whether you're a pet store or whatever, we are better together.
Yep.
Because big box is it's not going away.
Nope. And neither's online.
And these large companies are going around and buying up small businesses. Like, for example, even veterinarians. These big corporations are going around and buying up these veterinarians. And so they're like a dying breed. Anyway, we're better together. rather than, trying to jab at each other's throats.
Well, and you know what? If you're not comfortable collaborating with somebody that you feel may be your competition, as well as, if they're another store, or if you're a groomer and they do grooming, or if you're a barkery and they do baking, if you're not comfortable in that type of collaboration, then look for collaborations that you can have that aren't competing with you. Like if you're a store, bring in a photographer. If you're a vet, bring in a trainer. If you're like, we all have our own lanes in the industry. So stay in your lane and pick somebody in a different lane to come in and collaborate with.
I'm not even thinking about collaborating, like to recommend another business, but like I've made friends with a couple other store owners in my city. And we just like to socialize together and, talk about, oh, we went to Super Zoo, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
It's just nice to have that community, and you're not going to have that community if you're being a bee. So,
well, and we kind of talked about this one before too, because I'm moving on, Sherry. I'm moving on. You take too long.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm leaving your time stalling tactics in 2025. Leadership, right? And we were talking about the uncomfortable conversations with a poor performer. But one thing that has always been true, and I remember this even from my corporate days, you hire the right attitude and you will have a rock star performance, because everything else can be taught. But a poor attitude or a bad attitude, that's the wormhole in your apple. And it's only going to get worse.
I'd like to say leadership too, watch yourself, watch how you act on the floor, because they're all watching you.
Yep.
And they're going to do what you do. So, because look, I started when I was 23 and I lost it a few times on the floor, not professional. So that's something that you just got to watch out for as a leader yourself.
I think about so I recently just hired a new team member. She is absolutely loving it. And I mean, we've kind of had these conversations, right? And my team has done this all along. When they come in and I'm already there and I'm mopping the floor, they're like, that's my job. I'm like, it's our job. And I do everything that they do. They don't do absolutely everything that I do, because there are some things that I do them because I'm the owner, but I would never ask them to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. And so I think that, am I the owner of the business? Yep. Am I technically not technically, I guess it's literally too, but am I the boss that they report to? Yep. But we are a team, and I definitely want them to feel that way. And so I will lead by example every chance I get. So when I still spend time on the floor. I don't hide in the back and make them do all the things. I'm on the floor with them. I'm unloading pallets. I'm entering inventory. I'm cleaning up dog pee. I'm having the conversations with the customers. And my team, what I've noticed is if they're not with the customer at the time that I'm with the customer, they are very close by, and whether they've been there with me for 3 years or 3 months, they're very close by, because they're like, I didn't know that. And, when the customer walks out, they're like, holy crap. I mean, I didn't know that about bone broth or whatever it is. And I'm like, but now you do. And so leading
Side
by
note,
example.
if you have a new hire that isn't paying attention when you're talking to a customer,
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Last one.
Hiya!
Thanks for sticking with us, guys. We went a little long on this one.
Hey, maybe they're priming for New Year's Eve and they're half in the bag right now. And they're like, this is the best show ever.
Priming, I call it pregame. Yeah.
Pregame, priming. You're priming for, to go. Okay. Anyways.
All right. So the last one is a brand that feels like a movement. Okay.
Your store is not just a store. Your store
you are a brand.
You are a brand. And that is in everything that you do. And I think we've talked about this before too. So can you hire a secret shopper? That's awesome. I would If you can, I would kind of say what I want them to look for. Is there a cohesive feel between all of my team members? Is there a cohesive feel between what you experience in my store and on my online store? Is there a cohesive feel with my social media? Like, do you know that you're looking at House of Paws? No matter what it is, if it's my email, if it's my, right, is that same tone there? Does your brand is more than just a color.
There's a certain standard for your brand too. And like, what do you stand for?
That's
like
your mission.
Yes. Well, and a few years back, I created my tagline, holistically improving the lives of pets since 2006. So not only does that tell people what we stand for.
Yep.
It also tells them that we've been in business for a while.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of other stores out there that really need help with their brand. So maybe take a look at that in 2026. And
we're going to take it forward. Well, and you know what? We've talked about even doing that, Sherry, either an episode or maybe even some sort of a virtual workshop on building your own brand kit. Because I know that there's lots of peeps out there that are spending thousands of dollars.
Oh my gosh. I've heard like people are spending like $10,000 on like a logo and their colors. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
And fonts and a couple fonts like that. And that's their brand kit.
That's
I'm like,
insane.
but that's the thing too. Like you are more than just a brick and mortar or a mobile service to your customers, but your brand kind of is that tangible feeling that your business gives your customers. Wow, that took a long time to say.
Well, and that I think it helps create super fans too. You know, they fall in love with you and your store and your brand. And sometimes they want to advertise your brand. They want that sticker. They want that shirt. They want that sweatshirt, you know?
Well, and here's a perfect example of that. The Harley Davidson brand. Okay. Kawasaki riders.
You don't even own a Harley or
Never
a motorcycle, but you love that brand.
Love the brand. Love the brand. Love what it stands for. They've done a great job of building that brand. I will never own a Harley Davidson. I don't want to ride a motorcycle, but I love the brand. So I have a bazillion Harley Davidson t-shirts. I have to, every city I go to anywhere that has a Harley store, I make sure I go there and I get my Harley chip.
Like, she does.
I love the brand. And again, Kawasaki Ninja riders out there right now are like, how dare you, devil woman? Like, because they hate the brand. But if you Coke is a brand, right? These big brands have done a really good job of when you hear their name, you already associate a feeling with that. That's a quality brand. That's the best brand. That's my favorite brand.
Here's an example. When we first opened, I would hear people answer their cell phone and tell their friend, oh, I'm at the pet store.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm at the pet store. Now, these days, when I hear people answer their phone in my store, I hear, I'm at Odyssey.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, you are.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's again, I so many people think, well, I just got to pick a color and a logo. And that's not that's not a brand. A color and a logo is not your brand. The brand is the feeling that your business provides your customers. And there's so many things that are wrapped into that brand kit, but we will, don't forget that, Sherry, write that down somewhere that we're going to do an episode on how to build your brand. And we have that. Pretty sure it's in there.
It doesn't mean we can't revisit
build
it
your
again.
brand.
What
yes,
I would love to do
is
I would love to go to a store and like help them in person.
Pet Shop Rescue.
Yes, and then we could film it. Yeah, if anybody wants to volunteer,
Harley Davidson, if you're listening, we'll represent you. All right, we've obviously drank too much. It is almost New Year's Eve, as you know. Tomorrow, Pet Pro, is New Year's Eve. We are going to wish you a happy, healthy, prosperous New Year's Eve. Be safe.
Yes, please be safe. But have a good time.
If you're enjoying some wobbly pops for the evening, make sure you have a safe ride home.
And enjoy counting inventory on the 1st. That's what I'll be doing.
Oh, why does she have to ruin everything? Oh, yeah.
I want to party on the 2nd. That's what I'm going to do.
All right. Well, we hope that you got a little bit out of this about what you can leave behind in 2025 and what you can take forward to 2026 to continue to propel the success of your pet business. And we thank you for being with us so far through season 2. We look forward to watching you grow and seeing all of the changes and the impacts that you are going to have on the industry in 2026. That is my Happy New Year salutations to all of you out there. Until next time, Pet Pro, bye-bye.
Bye.
And Happy New Year, Happy New Year. All right, Pet Pro, that's it for this week.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe.
Just hit all the buttons.
And if you want more, join us in the Indie Insider, our private Facebook group for pet pros.
Then you'll never miss the podcast that makes you sit, stay, and beg for more. The Pet Shop Girls.
Pet Shop Girls.
Okay, my pet pros, you got a minute? Let's talk about one of my favorite things to talk about. Training.
You know how hard it is to keep your team educated on all the different brands you carry.
Right? And that is where Retail.pet comes in. It's a free, easy-to-use platform where your staff can learn all about your favorite brands in one place.
No more chasing reps or random PDFs or remembering 5 million logins for each brand website. Retail Pet keeps your team sharp, your customers happy, and your sales strong.
Exactly. So if you're not using it yet, sign up at Retail.pet. It's made for pet retailers like us.